Now, here at Loose Women, we are not ones to shy away from a difficult conversation, so we thought we'd tackle this head on. No, we're going to talk about it. That's what we do. So we've brought in a sex and relationship therapist to help answer your questions today. So please welcome Annabelle Knight. Good to see you, Annabelle.
Thank you for having me.
What do you think of that? 1 in 5 women. It's quite a high number.
It is high,
is unhappy with their sex life.
Considering the amount of traffic my website gets and the emails and tweets and things I get, it's not a statistic that I'm completely surprised with. And I also think that there was a recent survey done, I don't think they mention it in there, but 70% of women want more foreplay in the bedroom. So if there's 70% of us who want more foreplay, that's kind of the 1 in 5 is pretty understandable.
Yeah. But it's funny, isn't it? It's all, they're saying women are unhappy, women are unhappy. So it's like, and they're mentioning various things, like, you know, being anxious, not happy with their bodies, but they often don't mention maybe their partner's not very good.
Yeah.
Possibly. I'm just throwing that
We don't want to put the blame anywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to put blame.
But
Eamon's great.
I've not had any problems. It's a good point, though, because when friends of mine are talking about how they've gone off sex and what's wrong with them and what's wrong with their libido, I always say, do you still fancy him?
Yeah.
What does he do?
But I think it's unnatural to fancy the same person decade in and decade out.
I think that's why it's so important to keep it fresh and...
So how do you keep it fresh, then?
I think date nights are very important. I'm a big advocate of, you know, treat your partner at least once a month as if it's the first time, your first date. Like, make an effort. Also, make sure that you're consistent with them. Don't, you know, go for weeks and weeks on end without even saying thank you when they bring you a cup of tea. Make sure you're always respectful, you're always communicative, and you're always loving with them as well.
I always say if more men wiped down the sides, they'd all get more sex because that
takes the time.
No, like, you know when they clean up the kitchen.
Down afterwards.
But you know the way they clean up the kitchen, but they never quite finish it off. That is kind of foreplay. You know, if they help around the house, give you a little nibble on the neck.
There's nothing more attractive than a man in marigolds.
You just outlined a way to get more sex, which is women doing everything, being nice, being respectful.
No, it's a two-way street.
But what if they're not getting the message that you're sending out all those signals? And anyway, why are they? Then maybe not worth it.
Oh, well, if they're not getting the signals, maybe you need to be clearer. But if they are getting the signals and they're not acting on those signals, then maybe you need to sit down and just take the ball by the horns.
What if you're really shy and you do want more foreplay and you've gone on for a bit too much, a bit too long, and now it's got really awkward?
This is the thing. The longer you leave it, the harder it is. So my advice to everyone is that right now is that
You lot are disgusting. Shame on you.
You can't say anything with you guys.
This is trying to have a serious conversation here.
Well, right now is the easiest it's going to be because the longer you leave it, the more difficult it becomes.
Well recovered.
Thank you. So, yeah, grab the ball by the horns. If you are shy, it does worry me when I meet couples. One of them says, I can't talk to my partner, because your partner is the one person you should be able to talk to. So maybe try some couples counselling, some coaching, some therapy, just to brush up on your communication skills, because it is a skill. It takes a lot to be able to talk properly.
Ask for what you want.
People get very awkward talking about sex.
But hang on a minute. Most relationships in this country takes place after the people are drunk. Because most people in this country could not actually get into bed or have any kind of foreplay or exchange of bodily fluids without getting a bit wrecked first to have the confidence.
Lubrication.
Speak for yourself, Janet.
I'm right, aren't I?
No, you know, Janet does have a point. Now, especially in younger generations, dates revolve around, you know, whining and dining, more of the whining, and then you do end up a little bit intoxicated and perhaps do things that you wouldn't necessarily have done.